For this video, I want to test out the 4 merged drones. I will do that in Boss Raid League mode. Before I do that though, I want to bring up the recent Facebook issues. So just look at my profile. There's no name and no profile picture. This has been going on for quite a few days now. Hopefully they will fix it. I don't know why this happened though and why it hasn't been fixed yet, but it's something I thought I should mention. I can still save though, and there's a prevent auto logout button here. I'll just show you. That works absolutely fine. It's just, it looks a bit weird here, unfortunately. So that's something I hope they will fix. Anyway, for this testing, I'm going to use Cyberblade. So let's bring up my ships. What I'm going to use here is a Cyberblade with just the critical sensor expert item on. You can see it here. Has a great chance to deal critical damage. This is more about testing the drones, so I don't want to put too much on the ship I'm using. The 4 drones I'm using: Nova Striker, Frostfire Sentinel, Electric Wielder and Firestorm Phantom. They will be used one at a time. That will allow me to have a look at them in more detail, then hopefully decide which ones I think are best. Onto Boss Raid League itself, it's kind of broken right now. If I bring it up here, you can see I'm on the final stage with a ridiculous amount of points. I haven't unlocked this yet, so what I'm going to do is reload a few times until it fixes itself. If you press leaderboards, then it just does this, so it's kind of unplayable when this bug is happening. Give me a few minutes, I will hopefully get this to work. Alright, let's start with the first one, the Nova Striker. You can see it's equipped here. I've not put any other drone on the other side, it's just this drone. This is one of the easiest bosses for where it is in Raid League, so I think this is perfect for testing out. Right, here we go. I have put the golden wings on just in case I take a hit. That makes things a little bit easier. Now, the drone itself, you can probably see it's exploding at the bottom of the screen. When it explodes, the attack homes in on the enemy. That's basically what the drone does. You can see it again, drone exploding, then homing in on the enemy like so. It's not a bad drone, it's doing a bit of extra damage to the boss. Most of the damage is from my Cyberblade though, if I'm being honest. There we go, you can see it in action again, exploding at the bottom of the screen. Boss almost defeated, there we go. So let's have a look at the time of this. That was done in 38 seconds, which is pretty decent, so let's test out the second one. This is the Frostfire Sentinel. As expected, its attack is based on ice. Right, here we go. Okay, so this drone, if we have a look at the bottom, you can see it does this ice attack near the middle of the screen. It does sort of home in on the enemy as well. It's not bad, it's doing a bit of extra damage. Let's see it in action again when it attacks. Hopefully it won't take too long to go again. There we go, so again you can see the ice attack is pretty near to where the boss is. It doesn't always hit it though, but it's quite close. There we go, so that's the boss defeated again. And that time it took 35 seconds, which is pretty good. So now it's time to move on to the Electric Wielder. This is one of my favourites out of the merged drones. Possibly my favourite, I'm not sure yet. The Firestorm Phantom is also really good. You will see that in action after this. Now the reason why this one is so good is because it gives you a shield. You can see here. Bullets can still go through the shield, but it will block some of them. Against the hardest Raid League bosses, I would highly recommend equipping this one. There we go, you can see it in action again. It doesn't attack directly, but having another shield is incredibly useful. So this one is highly recommended, that's for sure. Let's see it in action again. See if I can get a bullet to hit the shield. There we go, you probably saw that. It did block the bullets. As I mentioned though, the bullets can still go through the shield. So just be a bit careful if using this. There we go, and that was done in 42 seconds. Now to finish, here's the Firestorm Phantom. This has a really powerful attack. For that reason, it's really good. However, I find it's a little bit confusing when the attack goes off. This is because there's so much going on the screen. Anyway, let's show the drone in action. Right, so here we go. If you pay attention near the middle of the screen, you can see all of that going off. That does quite a lot of damage. It always attacks near the middle of the screen though, so that's something to bear in mind. For overall damage though, this is the most powerful out of all of the drones. You can see it again in action here, doing a lot of damage to the boss. If you want to get through the bosses really quickly, this is the drone to equip. It should have given me the fastest time. Let's see. 31 seconds. Yeah, that was really good. So over to the upgrade page again. Out of the 4 merged drones that are in the game, the Firestorm Phantom is the best one for damage. Get that if you want to get through bosses fast. The electric wielder here is the best defensive out of the 4 merged drones. That shield is incredibly useful. Those 2 are the ones you should get first basically. Then the Frostfire Sentinel or Nova Striker, both about the same. I think Nova Striker is maybe a tiny bit better, mainly because a freezing effect can be annoying at times. I'm going to end the video at this point. I was hoping the PvP tournament would be up, but I can't find it anywhere, unfortunately. You can read about it here. It sounds quite interesting, but if I'm being honest, I think they should be focusing on fixing the issues with the game rather than trying to add new stuff. Hopefully most of you agree with me there. Anyway, this is what my profile looks like. Quite a bit over 4 million combat power now. This is a legit VIP 0 account. The game is pretty fun when it works correctly, but unfortunately that's not very often. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is always very much appreciated. Check out a previous video on the screen if that looks interesting. You can also subscribe from here if you want to. And thanks for watching.